Well, hello again. It's me, Dean, from Dean's Space, place I spend a lot of my time. Well, today I'm going to do something a little bit different, something you won't normally see from this old boy, is I'm using all canned goods to cook with. Today we're going to have Chicken Alfredo, but I'm using canned chicken and I'm using canned Alfredo sauce. But I am going to cook the actual pasta. Believe that? So you get to watch it because sometimes you got to do with what you got. So this is what I got. This is what we're doing it with today. I hope you enjoy it. So come on, let's go cook. The first thing I'm going to show you is all the ingredients that I'll be using. Okay, first you saw the egg noodles. I'll be using some egg noodles. I'm using these what I call twisty twirlies here. Okay, I'll be using those. I'll be using some chicken breast. Now this is in water from Great Values. That's a Walmart brand, and I buy these like 4 to a pack. Okay, you've probably seen me use them before. Then I'm using some Great Value Alfredo sauce, pasta sauce, which I would normally be making my own, but tonight I think I'm going to use this. I need to get out of the cabinet anyway. Behind here, you're going to see some virgin olive oil, extra virgin. I'm not real sure I'm going to be using it, but it's here, so I'm going to show it to you anyway. But you know what that is right there. Now that's my favorite. That's my staple. Tabasco Original. We're going to be frying the chicken itself. We're going to fry it in the skillet a little bit, get some color and a little bit of texture to it, maybe a little bit of flavor. And I'll show you what we're adding to it. We're going to put some garlic in there and some other spices that we're going to add to it, and kind of season it up a little bit. Meanwhile, I'm going to cook my pasta over here in another pan. I'll show you that as I go along. But in the end, we're going to have this with possibly a green salad. I don't know yet. I'm going to start off with my butter. I'm going to put a glob of butter, which is going to be probably about a half a stick. Then I'm going to take my chicken, which I'll put that in there too. I've started my chicken cooking, and I'm frying my chicken just a little bit. Like I said, I'm going to try to get some color to it, try and get a few more seasons in. So, but what I didn't show you a while ago was the fact that I am using Dean's Space Season All. All right, I'm going to put some of that in there, and we're going to call that, about a tablespoon. Okay, we're going to put that in there. Okay. We'll stir that up real good. I want you all to understand that when you go to cook supper, you cook with what you got. Now, if you planned it all out, went to the grocery store, picked up a bunch of stuff to cook with it, okay? But like myself, I'm kind of stranded right now. My vehicle's broke down, so I can't run to the store and pick up some new stuff. So I start digging through the cabinet. That's where I come about all this stuff, okay? So now we're going to let that cook a little bit. We've got it right now about 375. I'm going to run it up in a little bit. Right now, we're going to put just a shot or two of Tabasco in there. Okay, not much. 1, 2. All right. Now you better believe when I go to eat it, it's going to have more than that on it. But right now, that's going to be plenty. You want to keep your chicken moving in the pan so you don't actually burn it. It's not going to hurt it to turn brown. It's not going to hurt to break it apart because you're going to mix it with the sauce and you're going to mix it with your spaghetti or your pasta in our case, or whatever you're going to do with it. Okay. But meanwhile, I got to put some garlic in. Folks who don't have measuring spoons, I'm going to put about that much, not quite, about that much garlic in it. It's going to be about a half a tablespoon. The next thing I'm going to put in it, instead of using chopped up onion, I'm going to use regular onion. We'll use minced onion, dried minced onion. Now there's 2 things you can do with minced onion. You can use it as is, but it's got a lot of moisture in it, so it's not going to hurt anything. And I'm going to put, again, we'll use about a half a tablespoon, maybe a little more. And I'm going to put about a tablespoon. And I'm going to put my onion in there. Now, you can also take this and put in a little bowl of water and reconstitute it. Works really well. I'm also going to take, since we are doing kind of an Italian, see, I'm going to run my fire down there. Okay, got to keep an eye on my fire. We don't want to get too hot. Okay, in fact, it starts drying out. We'll go ahead and get us another blob of butter in there. It's not going to hurt a thing. But what I want to do is I want to spice this up a little bit. But what I'm going to do here, something I really enjoy cooking with. but it's Tony's Italian Spaghetti Seasoning Blend. What this is an Italian seasoning. It is good, okay? So if you ever want to try it, I'm gonna put about I'm gonna stay with about a tablespoon or so. Okay, we're gonna stir that up a little bit, and I'm gonna put just a little bit in it. About a tablespoon. That'd be plenty. Meanwhile, I'm gonna finish folding this all together. It smells good. All right. Now, I'm going to let this cook for a little bit. Right here, I'm fixing to start cooking my twisty twirly pasta. So anyway, what I've done here is I put me some water, put me some olive oil in there, and you may not believe this, I put a little bit of salt. Because with pasta, you got to have salt, okay? Just don't put a whole bunch. I probably put 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt in there. I put enough so that it would flavor the water. The other thing I do with my pasta water is I go ahead and put garlic. You can't ever, well, some folks say you can't, but to me it's almost impossible to get too much garlic. But what I want to do is I want my garlic to taste like pasta. No, I want my pasta to taste like garlic. Okay, I've cut my chicken off. I'm letting it can get cold if it wants to from this point. I've already, as you saw, I've already got the caramelization on it. I've already got some of that. What I'm going to do is once my pasta is done, I'll drain it. Then I'm going to add my chicken in with my pasta, and then I'm going to put my Alfredo sauce on top of it, stir it up good, and put it back in the oven, and let it get hot. When it comes back out, I'm going to sprinkle some Parmesan on top of it. But that way, I'm not making just one plate at a time. I'm going to make it all. Sometimes people would call it, we used to call it chicken spaghetti. Well, it's going to be a little bit different than chicken spaghetti, but what we're doing here is chicken pasta with Alfredo, okay? So now I'm going to take my chicken and put it in here with this. Now you can see I put my pot with all my stuff in it, chicken, all that good stuff. I'm going to stir it up good. All right. Okay, now at this point, I have several options again. Whoop, let me turn it back over so you can see me. Yeah! I have several options at this point. I can put more cheese in it since I don't have any. Okay, but first thing we're going to do is we're going to put our sauce in it. Okay, take our sauce, which I took right out of the can, out of the jar. I'm going to take this and mix it up good. Now what I'm going to do at this point is I'm going to taste it. I taste the garlic. I taste a little bit of Italian taste in it, but it needs some cheese. So what I'm going to do at this point is I'm going to add some cheese, which I'm going to start off with. I'm going to use a Fiesta mix, Mexican style. Okay, I had a slight change of plans. I tasted a little bit of it with the Fiesta cheese. Didn't taste right. It tasted like an Italian Mexican. I don't know. But instead, what I went ahead and put me probably about a half a cup or so of shredded mozzarella. And I'm going to fix it, put it in the oven, let it get warm. I still got about an hour before the wife gets home. So I'm going to let it just sit and get warm and let all them flavorings get combined. And I'll show you what it looks like when she gets here and we plate it. Okay, I told you a while ago I didn't know exactly what I was going to serve as a side on this. But I was digging through the freezer and I found some frozen vegetables. That was California style vegetable mix, broccoli, cauliflower, and carrots. And I guess you'll never guess where I bought it from. I got that from Great Value, or Walmart, Wally World, however you want to call it. So I'm going to steam those, and we'll probably have some bread or something like that to go with it too. So, all right, well, I'll be back after a while when it's ready to plate. Like I said, I'd bring it to you when I had plated it up. But you know what? By the time I got to you, I done ate 2 plates of it. Man, that was some good stuff. Steamed vegetables with it. Ah, gosh, it was good. Well, that, I guess, does it for my chicken Alfredo from a can. I hope you enjoyed it. It was kind of a challenge there. But anyhow, it is good to show that there's different ways of doing things. I can make all this stuff on my own, but sometimes it's nice to just go into the cabinet and pull out what I got and cook with what's that. Sometimes I do that with a mulligan. Sometimes with the freezer, I go make stew. I go in and dig out what I find, and I just make something out of it. So feel free to just go wild with your cooking. I mean, just relax with it and do it. You're gonna do it right. It's something most always gonna come out right. I mean, if you just taste it as you go along. I want to thank you again for coming visiting with us today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, subscribe. Subscribe to my channel. I don't make nothing off of this, but hey, it sure makes me feel good when people like what I'm doing. Subscribe. Tell your friends about it. That's called sharing. Spread the word. And I'll always be clean. It'll always be family friendly. Hopefully, I'll see you shortly. I'm trying to do 2 videos a week. I'll be back to see you soon. God bless you. God thank you. And right now, it's right before Christmas, so you have a good Christmas. Have a Merry Christmas, all of you. And then a Happy New Year. But we'll be talking to you between now and then. God bless you. I'm out of here. Before ending this video, I want to take a moment and thank all of our heroes. All of our armed forces out there protecting our country and helping to keep it free. To the veterans of this great nation, I say thank you. May God bless you and your families for the sacrifices you made for us. To our military who have passed on, I want to thank your families in remembrance of you and your service. We also want to thank those other heroes out there risking their lives daily, helping to keep us safe and protected. That would be our EMTs, firefighters, and law enforcement. Thank all of you for loaning us your heroes for a time. May God bless and keep you on your life's journey.